In the deepest, darkest corners of our world, a legend sleeps. The Kraken. For millennia, it was the undisputed sovereign of the abyss, a living embodiment of the ocean's raw, untamable power. Its story is woven into the very fabric of our maritime history. A tale told in hushed tones by sailors who stared into the void and saw something stare back. They spoke of a creature larger than any ship, with tentacles that could drag entire fleets to a watery grave. Its eyes, vast and ancient, glowed with an eerie bioluminescence, twin moons in the eternal midnight of the deep. This was not just a monster. It was a god of the sea, a force of nature that commanded respect and fear. Its existence was a stark reminder that even on a planet we claim as our own, there are realms we do not rule, depths we cannot conquer. The Kraken was the ultimate mystery, the heart of the ocean's enigma. But what happens when the world changes around a legend? What becomes of an ancient power when the very ocean that birthed it begins to ail? This is not a story of heroic battles or mythical conquests. This is the story of an end, the slow, silent fading of a titan. The change began subtly, a whisper in the currents. The planet started to warm, a fever spreading through the veins of the ocean. Temperatures that had remained stable for eons began to climb, degree by agonizing degree. These shifts, imperceptible to us on the surface, were catastrophic in the deep. The great ocean currents, the planet's circulatory system, started to weaken and falter. These underwater rivers, once reliable highways for nutrients and life, became sluggish and unpredictable. For the Kraken, this was the first sign of a world unraveling. Its entire existence was tuned to the ancient rhythms of the sea, rhythms that were now falling out of sync. The very water it breathed felt different, alien. With the currents disrupted, the great migrations began to collapse. The massive shoals of fish, the squid, the very lifeblood of the ocean's food web, dwindled. Their ancient paths vanished, their numbers plummeted. The Kraken's hunting grounds, once teeming with abundance, grew quiet. Emptiness crept into the canyons and abyssal plains where feasts were once guaranteed. For a creature of such immense size, the energy required to simply exist is staggering. Now, finding a meal became a desperate, grueling task. Days, then weeks, would pass with no substantial prey. Hunger, a sensation the Titan had rarely known, became a constant, gnawing companion. The king was starving in its own kingdom. Driven by this primal need, the Kraken had to travel further than ever before. It abandoned its ancestral lairs, venturing into unfamiliar territories, pushing its colossal body across vast, barren stretches of the seabed. The journeys were draining, each movement a monumental effort that its dwindling energy reserves could barely support. The once mighty predator was now a desperate wanderer, its bioluminescent glow, the proud beacon of its power, dimming with each passing league. It was becoming a ghost in its own home, haunting the depths it once ruled. In its desperation, the Kraken turned to the only prey large enough to sustain it. The great whales. These leviathans were the last giants of the sea, a worthy challenge even in the Kraken's prime. But now, these hunts were acts of sheer, heart-wrenching desperation. We see it now, a shadow rising from the abyss to intercept a pod of sperm whales. The battle is titanic, a clash of primeval forces. But the Kraken is no longer the Titan of legend. Its movements are slower, its grip less certain. The whales, powerful and intelligent, fight back with a ferocity born of their own will to survive. The Kraken's tentacles, scarred and torn, struggle to maintain their hold. The whale breaks free, leaving the Kraken wounded, exhausted, and utterly defeated. It sinks back into the blackness, not with the roar of a predator, but with the silent whimper of a dying king. Its strength is gone. The glow that once mesmerized sailors and illuminated the abyss has faded to a faint, flickering pulse. A weak heartbeat in the dark. Its immense body, once a testament to nature's power, is now a canvas of its decline. The skin is marred with scars, not just from battles with whales, but from new, alien threats. Long, deep gashes from propellers, circular wounds from the harpoons of whaling ships that mistook it for its prey. These are the marks of a new world, a human world that has no place for ancient gods. Its tentacles, once strong enough to snap masts like twigs, are now tattered and weak, some ending in ragged stumps from encounters with the sharp, unforgiving tools of modern industry. And then came the noise. Our world is a loud one, and our noise bleeds into the ocean's silence. The relentless, high-frequency pings of sonar from submarines, a constant, piercing shriek that scrambles the kraken's senses, disorienting it, driving it mad. It's a form of torture, an invisible wall of sound that makes its own home uninhabitable. Explosions from deep-sea drilling and military tests send shockwaves through the water, concussive blasts that bruise and batter its ancient body. These new weapons are insidious, fighting a war that Kraken cannot comprehend. It can't fight back against a sound wave. It can't crush a pressure wave. So it flees, always fleeing. It's forced deeper, ever deeper, into the last remaining pockets of silence, retreating into the final shadows of the planet. As it retreats, it finds that even the deepest trenches are no longer pristine. Its ancient hunting grounds are now graveyards. The canyons are choked with our refuse. The seafloor is littered with the skeletal remains of shipwrecks, tangled nets that become invisible traps, and vast fields of plastic and metal debris. The Kraken navigates a world of rust and decay, a toxic landscape of our own making. It encounters dead zones, vast expanses of water where pollution has suffocated all life, turning vibrant ecosystems into sterile deserts. There is no food here. There is no life. There is only the suffocating presence of our carelessness. This is the ultimate indignity. The ruler of the deep, now forced to live in a tomb built from the trash of the surface world. We say it now, for the last time. A final, heartbreaking image of decline. The Kraken, a shadow of its former self, drifts aimlessly near the mouth of a dark, abyssal cave. Its once vibrant glow is almost gone, a barely perceptible flicker in the crushing blackness. Its colossal body trembles, not from rage or power, but from sheer, bone-deep exhaustion. Each breath is a struggle, a heaving movement that seems to take all of its remaining will. This is not the monster of our nightmares. This is a lonely, dying creature, a relic from a forgotten age, lost in a world that no longer wants it, a world that has killed it without ever truly knowing it. The legend is fading. The sovereign of the abyss is surrendering to the silence, its reign ending not with a bang, but with a slow, solitary fade into eternal night. The ocean's greatest mystery is closing its eyes for the last time.